Good morning, welcome to Something Saturday. So let me just position my chair. I thought I would show you how to make a pull-out card like this. So it just says treat yourself. And this one you kind of have to be careful with because I think I cut the thingo too small, but hopefully the next one that we make will work heaps better. But it's really cool. I thought I would show you it using this set, which is called Attention Shoppers. It does have dies with it, which are also over here, excuse me, stretching across here. So there are dies that cut out, excuse the fact that I have a couple of little cut out bits on there. Now, let's just stick those guys inside there so I've got them for next time. So as you can see, I've actually done a whole heap of little conglomerate bottles on this because I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a guy's card. So I've stamped 2 to begin with, and then I've masked those 2, and then I've stamped up the others. And you kind of mask them as you go to get them in the background like that. So this is the set. In fact, this is even better because I actually stamped everything and cut everything out just so that you could see what happens. So you've got the trolley, you've got all these other pieces, and for my July mega class, we are going to use this set. So woohoo, so exciting. So let's put things away and, oh goodness, drop things on the floor and that sort of thing. And I will show you how to make this. So I'm using the, what's it called? Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper, which actually has stayed on from last year, which is really cool because I've always quite liked this paper. And I have pre-cut a whole heap of pieces, but you will need a base card. So just a standard A5 folded in half at 10.5 base card. Then you need another piece. I've used just plain white cardstock underneath this. You could actually go with a colour and that probably would have been much... Oh, God, what the heck's been on there? Wow. Potentially it would have been a lot nicer actually to have a coloured card behind it. But there you go. I didn't cut that, so we're going with what I cut. And we're going to go with a bit of Misty Moonlight because it seems to be an appropriate colour to go with this. And then I'm just going to edge this cardstock and get my finger in it too because, you know, that's what you need to do when you're using ink, is make sure that everyone knows that you've been using ink. And let me just give my finger a quick clean off. That looks a whole lot better. I'm not going to dunk that onto my card anymore. So that, because this is such a light coloured card, the reason I wanted to dunk the edge of it is so that it will actually show up. So then I'm going to dunk the edge of this one as well, because I can, and because it's going on to a white card background again, and I just, again, want it to show up like I have done with this one here, that I've got that around the outside. So just rub off any excess colour. That's why I wear a dark colour when I'm doing card making. Then this wants to sit straight onto here, and somewhere around here I have my glue mat. Oh, here it is. Got it. Because, oh, that's kind of cool on that side. Nope, 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 nope. Stick to the one you've got, Heather. Don't get distracted. Ooh, it's like a squirrel, isn't it? Oh, look, a squirrel. Okay, so you actually do want to make sure that this is fairly well stuck down. So hence the fact I'm putting a heap of glue all over it. And then we are going to move it onto here and stick it down onto there, like so. And rub off the excess glue from fingers. So while that is drying, I would have made this, but look at that, I've already made it. Oh my goodness, how clever am I? And we might actually use this set here as well, just to create this tab. So this is the new Keeping Tabs stamp set, and you can either choose to have a punch with it, or you can choose to have a die cut, or you can have both actually. So you can buy either the punch or the dies separately, which is kind of cool. I quite like this option. I'm actually quite a punch girl. I do love my punches. And that's really dirty on top of there now that it's got glue on it. Excellent. So I was thinking this was kind of more blokish, but I'm wondering whether I might go with this one this time, because I did use that one on there. So we might just pull that off there. Pop it back however it fits onto there, and grab this one off. Do you like the sound effects to go with it? Gotta have sound effects. Pop that back into there for now. And cardstock. Here we go. Oh, you'd think I had it prepared earlier. I totally didn't with this one either. All right, so we're going to stick to the same colour blue. And strictly speaking, I probably should have put my crafting mat underneath this, because it is a photopolymer stamp, and so therefore it doesn't have cushioning of its own. However, this is actually fairly well cushioned, what I stamp on anyway, so thank goodness it worked. Woohoo! Let's put that away, and let's go with this and line it up, cut it out. It's funny, years ago we had a similar sort of punch. I think it actually had rounded edges, or a little round part to it. But I always wanted it, and then I never got around to buying it, and it retired. I was like, oh, bother. So this time, this has come out, and I've gone, right, that's it. I am getting it. Because I think it'll be really handy for other things too, even like doing up my catalogue. I could, if I'm that ambitious, I could get around to doing that. Anyway, then you also need to have some other pieces. So this particular piece, I have it written down somewhere, the actual size of it. And do you think I know where that piece of paper is that I wrote it on? Nope. So it is, I have done this one as 13 centimetres by 3 centimetres. So I think being a little bit thicker, it might actually pull in and out a little bit easier, because as you can see with this one, it is, that would be easier, wouldn't it? It's a little bit skinnier than 3 centimetres. So we'll see how we go with it. And then the next thing we want to do is we need to create a slit in this. So as I want it that way up, I'm going to go with, I think I decided it needed to be about 5 centimetres up, seeing as I've extended the size of this. And we just want a slit that goes kind of like that. No, not terribly precise with this one, but you don't want to go all the way to either edge. This seems good. Okay. Let's chuck that over there. And then once you have your image, you need to know how wide this is, because you want a piece of cardstock to go behind it like this to hold on to it, so that what will happen is it will sit in there. Let me kind of explain it to you. This will be behind here. This will tuck in behind there, and it will be attached to that. And then your little image will be attached to that, and then you can pull it in and out. So now that it's explained, it should make a lot more sense. And I'm just going to go ahead and attach this piece. Oh, have I done it again? I've gone a bit too far with it. Onto there. So I'm just attaching that onto the very end. And rubbing off the excess glue again. So that's the only gluing that goes on this piece that goes underneath. And then we're going to need to chop this piece off here because it's actually way too big. Let's chuck that away. And that will end up sitting behind there quite comfortably now. So that's good. And this one is going to be sitting on top of there, and then it will pull across our page. However, before we get to that, we need to know how much space we have here. So I'm going to grab this and just give myself an approximate line there. Take that out and decide what you want to say on it. So, happy birthday is really small in this set. What else could I say? I did go with treat yourself for the other one. I could go with just for you and put happy birthday on the other side. So let's see, just for you. Let's see whether it will fit. It's not going to fit, so we'll do what I did with the other one and ink it up separately. Righty-ho, we've got that. Where is my stamping right markers? Because what we're going to do is go with, what colour shall we go with? Something nice and bright to make it stand out. Let's go with the red. We will ink up the just for. Just for, and then you have to clean this off, otherwise you're going to end up with a little echo of just for over top of your U. So make sure that is well and truly cleaned up, and then we will go with U. Always use the thick end of your marker to do this because the thin end really doesn't work for this. Just for U. Let's put that one away. I cleaned that off, didn't I? Yep, let's put that over there. Put this into here. And that should work. Lovely. Then we need to add this onto the end of here. So pop your glue. So the reason I'm doing glue all over that side and then just on the edge there is because you literally want it to be able to sit. Oh, hello. I haven't quite got any glue here. Might need a bit there too. You want it to be able to sit like that. And hold it down there for a sec or two. Let's find a rubber and just rub out that line because we don't really want that showing when it pulls out. Okay. Then this should be good now to go in there. Yep, perfect. Okay. Right, so the other side of this, you will see that it's unhindered, as it were. That's a good word, isn't it? Unhindered. Please don't look it up in the dictionary. Not sure it's a real word. And so you want a strip of the tear and tape above and below. So just give yourself a little bit of a gap between the two because otherwise you're going to find that it's just a bit too close and then your element doesn't move at all. And we will take that piece. Oh, wow. That actually didn't work at all. There you go. Off there. Let's just take that piece off there. Oh, come on. Wow. I cannot believe it did that. It never does that for me. Well, there's nothing like a bit of realism, is there? Okay, let's shove another bit over top of that and that'll mend the mend. That'll mend the rip. Oh, okay. I'm just going to add another piece on. Because apparently it hasn't just ripped on one side, it's ripped on both. All right, you know what I should be using? Where is it? This. I should be using this to do this. This was really silly of me not to use that in the first place. Just goes to show I should do what I tell other people to do. One of those do what I say and I should do it too options. And then just a little bit of glue on top because you want the top to stick down, because I managed to forget to stick the top down on this one. And then I'm going, I wonder why the top's flapping around. So just make sure that you hold this in place so it doesn't drop down and stick on either of those. And then I have done it so that it's got a 1/2 centimetre gap going all the way around the outside. This should now pull, and it does. That's excellent, and that actually is a lot more sturdy with the 3 centimetres, so that's really good. And then this is going to sit on top of here. So to make it sit on top of there, you actually do want it to be out just a little bit. We might... you know what? I am going to use a bit of this. There we go. I am going to go with that. And I'm also going to just trim it down a tad more because I've got a feeling it's going to go up on the next layer otherwise. Oh. And that's not sticking. I thought I'd already taken the... Oh, okay. Right, it didn't come off properly. There we go. Weird. And there you can have a cake floating across the centre of your card. How cool is it? I thought that was really cool. So one of the girls at the on stage that we went down to in Melbourne did something really similar to this. And I thought, oh, I couldn't even see where her line was to know how she was doing it, because it just looks like magic that it's floating across the middle of the card. And until you know that there's a cut in the middle there, you wouldn't know. That really doesn't make much sense, does it? But I know what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to add maybe a happy birthday up into the corner there, or down the bottom here, or something. And how cool! I'm so excited by this. I'm so glad I got to do this. So actually, if you do come to my class in July, my mega class, then you will be making a similar card to one of these two, because I just think that is really cool and I love this sort of thing. So it's fun when people get to pull out a card like that. Anyway, I'm sure there is something else I should say. I can't think what it is, so hop along, have a look at my blog and see how I end up finishing these cards off. And come and join me next week and we'll do something also randomly different, because I have no idea what it's going to be yet. Ooh, we will find out next week. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care. Bye.